Presenting the Jimmy V Award for Perseverance, please welcome Sydni Scott, Taelor Scott, and Emmy winner Quinton Brunson.
Ten years ago, our dad stood on this stage, and he made us incredibly proud. He was strong, he was brave, he was honest, and he spoke for millions of people who were fighting just like him.
Through the Stuart Scott Memorial Cancer Research Fund at the V Foundation, more than $16 million in grants have been dedicated to research focused on racial disparities in cancer outcomes, and also general research led by scientists from underrepresented communities. Our dad's impact and legacy.
The night that Stuart Scott stood on this stage, one of the things he talked about was what happens when you're tired of fighting cancer yourself. You get other people to fight for you. This year's recipient of the Jimmy V Award for Perseverance epitomizes that notion and embodies the inspiration for the award itself. Because when you make a list of the most successful coaches in basketball today, the fact that a Black woman from the projects of Philadelphia is among them is an achievement of perseverance. But Dawn Staley has made a life out of defying expectations and redefining limits. She's a national champion, an Olympic gold medalist, and a coach who fights for herself and so many others.
A coach, I think we just do. We're doers. So we figure out a way, if someone has a problem, we figure out a way how to help them navigate through that problem. You either gonna meet the moment or you're not. And it's okay.
Dawn Staley has never coached just to win. Her version of the job has always been bigger. She coaches to make an impact, to make everyone around her better, to guide them, to push them, to fight for them. Nikki McCray Penson was a rival, then a teammate, and then a coach on Staley's staff. In 2013, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And Dawn decided she was going to fight it with her.
I, along with Coach Boyer, went to every treatment, every chemo session that she had. We were right there. I mean, she never stopped working. Positive, so positive. I was able to just be me and act and just be some comfort for her.
She moved all their meetings and everything to the treatment center. There was never a time when they didn't talk basketball together.
After a decade-long battle, Nikki passed away last summer.
Dawn was always there. She cares or thinks more for other people than she does herself. She'll be there when you need her.
Nikki wasn't the only person close to Dawn who came face-to-face with cancer.
In early March of 2020, the first thing they did was take blood. I think about maybe a half hour later, a doctor came in. He said, "Miss Underwood, you have cancer."
Dawn and her sister Tracy have always been close. Dawn was the first person Tracy called that day after leaving the doctor.
As much as you hear all the stories about everybody else, you know at some point it's gonna hit you, but at the same time, when it does, you're in shock. That's a fleeting moment. That's when loved ones have to activate. I call MD Anderson because MD Anderson is supposed to be the very best. I call someone at Mayo Clinic. I call Coach K. I call Robin Roberts because I know they'd be more than willing to help.
I was in the hospital. Dawn was home making phone calls. Before it was basketball, X's and O's. This was cancer treatment for me. And I am forever grateful for for Dawn doing the things that, she did to help me with the battle of my life. She took on my battle with cancer as the biggest opponent that she was ever up against,
When doctors told Tracy she needed a donor for a bone marrow transplant, the sisters discovered the lack of African-American donors in the registry.
Thank you, Robin. This is very personal to me. My sister was diagnosed 3 years ago with leukemia. My brother was a perfect match. So it's very important that people sign up on the national registry to do that for someone they don't know.
The bone marrow donation from her brother led to Tracy's remission. But Dawn needed no reminder that the fights of so many others continue.
I had a chance to meet Blakely at UVA Children's Hospital. So I sat with her, and we just had really cool conversations.
We're gonna take it. We're gonna go do the. All right, let's see. Let me help.
And you think, like, this young lady has cancer, and there's not a care in the world.
Okay, in between?
She's right in the moment. She's happy. I just left there with perspective, perspective. I made that necklace, I kept it on, and back in March, someone told Blakely I was wearing this necklace and it was getting beaten up, and she ended up making me one that I've worn since March. Every day I put these necklaces on. I wear them, one, because they're meaningful. Two, they're great conversational pieces, so you can spread the word.
No one should ever have to fight cancer on their own. Like Stuart Scott said on the ESPYS stage, you get others to fight for you. And Dawn Staley has always seemed to implicitly embrace that idea. For her, it's instinctual, as a coach and a human being.
Stuart Scott's speech is always one that's etched in my mind.
Every day I am reminded that our life's journey is really about the people who touch us.
So many lessons for people that are dealing with it, that have it, and then their loved ones who sometimes don't know how to activate in the way that's going to help the person that's going through it. People with cancer have bad days. When you're by yourself, when your family has to leave the room and you're getting your treatment, someone else is there holding you through those moments.
If you think about it, her life, all the battles that she had to fight to get to where she is, then pick up the baton for other people like Nikki, like myself, like the young lady. If you think about it, maybe that's why she's here.
Please welcome the recipient of the Jimmy V Award for Perseverance, Dawn Staley.
Yes. Thank you. Well, I'll lighten the mood a little bit. I had to wear these glasses because I have to see the teleprompter, and now I understand why they call me Auntie now. But thank you all. I am profoundly honored and deeply moved to stand before you today, accepting this prestigious award. But I must confess, I feel a little undeserving of this recognition. Past recipients of the Jimmy V Perseverance Award have faced incredible challenges and proven themselves as true warriors. I have merely been a spectator to such immense courage and resilience. Last week marked the first anniversary of the passing of my good friend, assistant coach, and Olympic teammate Nikki McCray, whose story you just heard here. You also heard the powerful stories of my sister Tracy and Blakely Thompson. That sweet little girl is fighting cancer with all of her might. I'm wearing the necklaces tonight. Watching these three beautiful souls in the fight for their lives caused me to look internally. Their strength in the throes of such dire circumstances make any issue I think I have a non-issue. If they can stand strong in the rings with unwavering bravery and go toe-to-toe with only faith as their armor, how can I not? It's the fight for me, the unwillingness to give up or to quit. I think that's why I stand here today. I'm not the one to back down, and I don't give up. And believe me, I'm not perfect. I still clap back at people who troll me on social media. I can't help myself, but I'm working on it. But every once in a while, I get perspective, and I remember why I fight so hard. I realize how Nikki, Tracy, and Blakely's fight inspires me, that I might be that source of inspiration for someone else. So I try my best to do things the right way, knowing some little girl is out there watching me. Maybe she's growing up in the projects of North Philly like I did, or maybe she's in a rural town somewhere, or maybe she's one of the 13 pair of eyes that every single little thing I do every day and make sure to comment on. That's my team. If they could stand up and just be recognized. That's it. That's it. How do I not fight injustice when I ask them to do the things the right way? How do I not fight for fairness when I ask them not to cheat themselves, not to cut corners? How do I not fight for equity when I tell them they can climb as high as they want? They can be all that they want. How do I not fight pay disparity when I do the same job and get paid less, but win more? They're watching me. I can't ask them to stand up for themselves if I'm sitting down, nor can I ask them to use their voice to affect change if I'm only willing to whisper. So, when someone tells me to shut up and coach, I simply say, no. I have a job to do. I'm being watched. And yes, using my platform is an awesome responsibility, but it's a responsibility that was divinely bestowed on me, and I graciously accept it. To all the athletes here tonight, think about how much had to go right for you to be where you are. You had to have not just incredible talent, but the right coaching and being in the right system at the right time, no career-ending injuries, no failing grades, no hanging with the wrong crowd, no distractors. The stars basically had to align for you. If any one of those variables fell out of alignment, you wouldn't be sitting here. You can call that destiny, your given right, or luck. I call it a blessing. Yes. Mm-hmm. And with this blessing comes a chance to live extraordinary lives and taking even more extraordinary responsibilities, responsibilities that may not have asked for, but that are yours. Nonetheless, you have the power to make a difference. You can stand up for what is right. You can inspire, motivate, and help others. All it takes is the will to do so. Your journey may not have been straightforward, but through grit, tenacity, and heart, you have arrived. And I guarantee someone out there with the odds stacked against them are watching you. So with the tenacity of my angel, Nikki, with the determination of my sister Tracy and sweet little Blakely. Pay it forward, do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing. And when they start to troll you on social media, tell them to come see me. Thank you, God bless.